The majority of Roblox games all have pretty similar traits. Bright colors, easy gameplay, and are kid-friendly for the most part. However, there are some well-known and some not so well-known games that border being creepy, horrifying, and downright disturbing. This video aims to highlight those, starting on the more creepy side with the game Disney World Ultimate Theme Park. The creepiness of this game is not shown initially, however, as upon spawning into the game, you are greeted with what looks like an innocent children's game featuring renditions of certain Disney rides. However, take one fall off the map's perimeter and you teleport elsewhere. Upon falling off the map, you are teleported to what is literally referred to as hell. There are mutilated Disney guards, and upon entering, you are greeted with rusted up, creepy pasta-looking figures of Mickey himself, seemingly welcoming you into the Hell Park. Future exploring of this game leads you to exploring dark and unknown paths with eerie sound effects greeting you around every turn. These roads all seem to have mutilated images of what look like Disney characters, with plenty of jump scares littered along the way of scary faces coming out of nowhere. There are also areas showcasing pentagrams, suggesting there are demonic rituals going down within this Disney hellscape. Plenty of the characters showcased in the main game are recreated down here. For example, Anna from Frozen is looking a little different as pictured here. This game also has plenty of broken down rides that are just littered with creepy images such as these, and with the jump scares that are readily available in the game, younger players should be warned before exploring this hidden hell of Disney World. One can only assume there are some kids who jumped into this game thinking they were going to Disney World and Roblox, only to explore a much darker side to it. This brings us into our next game, which is arguably even creepier and explores the creepy horror genre psychologically. This is The Apartment. The Apartment is what it sounds like, a game in which you traverse through abandoned apartment complex halls, but the only thing is, they're not really abandoned. As you walk through this game, you are greeted visually with backroom-esque long hallways, flickering lights, and your first inquiry that you're not alone due to the noises you will hear. Random footsteps, females laughing, and other creepy things of that nature will first indicate to the player that there is someone else with you. Your goal is to somehow find a way out. And what makes this game so creepy is that it doesn't rely on jump scares. You will eventually encounter a dark, mysterious figure whose goal isn't to immediately kill you, but more so make his presence known. He will almost troll you in a sense, flickering the lights, making awkward movements right in front of you, and making the player wonder what his next intentions are. And then when you go around the corner to check where you just saw him, he's gone. And if you don't find the escape elevator fast enough, you die to the thing co-inhabiting the apartments with you. The combination of an eerie setting, disturbing sound effects, and the awkward movements of the monster sharing the space with you, The Apartment definitely deserves this showcase as being creepy indeed. But what is something worse than creepy to many players? When a game is straight up horrifying. And to find real psychological horror on Roblox, you may need to dig a bit deeper. Jim's computer is a perfect example of how horror should be on Roblox. It starts off innocent enough. You are setting up a new computer that arrived in your house and are free to explore what's on it. What you do in the daytime, however, is a lot different to what you do when night arrives. During the day, you can explore the house or the computer, being able to shop, look at news, or chat. You can also purchase items in the shop and interact with them when they arrive. All of this is innocent enough until the player proclaims they are tired and you must go to bed, which triggers the night scene. The player will eventually wake up in the middle of the night. And the first inkling that something is different is now you're in a first-person point of view. After being exposed to some unsettling sound effects, the player will have to check some wardrobes in order to, quote, feel safe again. And although you can't see anything, there's an eerie presence you can feel outside your house. Now, clicking on the news in your computer in the following day will inform you that there are mysterious disappearances going on, thus further progressing the story of something being secretly wrong here in your town. Upon sleeping a couple times more, your TV will turn on with static and the player will receive a message from a blank chat on his computer telling them to, quote, prepare, and this is where stuff goes down. Sleeping the following night, Jim will awaken and claim that someone is inside his house. He checks but sees nothing, and after a door being shut by itself, the player awakens immediately to the next day, inferring that he fainted the night prior amongst seeing the door randomly shut. The final news article on day 5 has the mayor declaring martial law, ordering a shelter in place as, quote, an unknown threat moves in the darkness. The build-up here is what truly makes this a true horror game, as everything accumulates to this 5th night, along with the illusion that the game was not horror from the beginning. You prepare by boarding up the windows to your house, and when you wake up at night, a new message on Jim's computer reads, quote, keep quiet and stay calm, don't make a sound. As the player explores the house at night one last time, your TV turns on, blaring an emergency alert system alarm, accompanied by the banging at your front door. And here is where things get dark. Your player realizes one of the items they bought off the computer was a pistol, and as their panic starts taking over, the player is seen trembling with the weapon in their hand, slowly raising it to their head, and then the screen goes black. Yes, a Roblox game where someone unalives themselves because of the psychological torture they're going through due to a mass emergency in their area. Truly horrific. Choosing to end your own life over becoming just another missing case leaves the player questioning many things, but that adds to the quality of gameplay itself, making the player wonder what was really out there. Finally, we dive into the disturbing layer of Roblox horror, games that shouldn't even be allowed on and have gotten banned from Roblox in the past. For one that resembles a real creepypasta story itself, we start with the Russian Sleep Experiment. The Russian Sleep Experiment is a creepypasta which tells the story of test subjects being given anti-sleep stimulants. The test subjects would not be able to sleep for days upon time, which was created due to help the Soviets in war, as their soldiers could stay awake for long periods of time, which was thought to help them win the war in general. Prisoners of war were tested with these gases and stimulants until psychosis sets in and they turn on each other in a murderous rampage. That kind of disturbance has been turned into a Roblox game in the past. The Russian Sleep Experiment Roblox game is one of the most disturbing ones available, placing the player in a hallway of test subjects, each player getting their own specific subject to test. There have been many versions of this game being banned and then remade, but they all follow the same premise. You are presented with a subject to, quote, test on. Basically, the player can play a medical god, injecting the subject with certain viruses, collecting blood samples, and watching how the test subject reacts. This could simulate psychosis, seizures, and insanity, basically seeing how many ways a player can torture a test subject before they perish in one way or another. Combined with the nature of the game, the lack of colors, and eerie ambiance, this game definitely fits itself onto the disturbing category. So what, if any, scary genre is your favorite? Creepy, horrifying, or disturbing? Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and subscribe for more Roblox documentaries just like this one.